nap for sure. Hey, every Thursday here at 9, we go in depth with the Oklahoma City Police Chief Wade Gorley.
This week, we're talking about how a national trend to steal certain types of cars is impacting Oklahoma. Here's Lisa Monahan.
Oklahoma City Police Chief Wade Gorley is in studio with us this morning, and we were talking about a national trend that's made it right here to the metro. If you don't know, a TikTok challenge is going around where people are stealing Kias and Hyundais. What's the deal with all of this?
So it's something to do with the electronic chip that's on the key and the way that communicates with the vehicle. And for some reason in the Kias and Hyundais, it's a little bit easier to steal those vehicles. What's interesting about this is I was at Major City Chiefs last month, and the other chiefs around the country were talking about this being a real problem in their cities. And I was texting with my folks and saying, you know, we haven't really seen this yet. And then, I mean, it wasn't like 2 or 3 weeks later, after I got back from major cities, we started seeing an uptick in them as well.
We wanted to put some numbers to that, so we asked the police department for some data. And as of late last month, there were almost 2,000 vehicles stolen so far this year, the most popular type being Chevrolets, with at least 360 stolen this year, followed by Fords, Hondas, Nissans, and Dodge vehicles. Are there any reasons as to why some are more popular than others?
I think it just depends on the market for the thieves, the market for the parts. You think about Chevys especially, you know, they don't change a lot each year. So if you steal an older Chevy, sometimes those parts will mix and match on some newer ones too. So I think that's part of it. But also too, the thing in the metro for me that gets frustrating with these thefts is the majority of these, the keys are in the vehicle. They're either, you know, left laying in a console or left in the ignition if it's an older vehicle, those kind of things. And so that could prevent a lot of auto thefts if we would just lock our vehicles up and take the keys with us.
Well, Chief, I know you know firsthand a little bit about this, but what can people do to keep thieves from stealing their vehicles?
So the biggest thing is, you know, park in well-lit areas, park close to where it's entrance and exit. Don't leave anything in your vehicle of any value. And sometimes aftermarket things like the club that you put on the steering wheel, or, you know, alarm systems that maybe are a little more high-tech that have kill switches and won't allow the vehicle to start. Those kind of things, you know, can help deter a thief because, you know, most of the time they want an easy target.
And in some instances, it's just unavoidable, as you found out.
It's just unavoidable. You can do everything right, but if you have a vehicle that is something that the thieves really want, sometimes they're going to get it. And I learned that the hard way.
And I can count on you and the rest of the Oklahoma City Police Department to investigate these cases.
Absolutely, absolutely. We do, and we have a very robust program through our analysts and through our cameras that we have positioned around the city to try and find these. And we're finding a lot more of these stolen cars now because of the cameras and the license plate readers in the vehicles. And so you're much more likely to get a vehicle back, you know, these days than you were, you know, several years ago.
That's great news. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Chief. We appreciate you. If you have a question for the Chief, you can send us an email at chatwiththechief@griffin.news, and we'll get you some answers.